There are three kinds of children. We have ordinary children, horrible children, and exceptional children. Raising exceptional children is something you need to do intentionally. You need the knowledge of God to do it right. Just open your eyes to what you need to do if you want to raise exceptional children. Number one, start with prayer. Prayer is a parenting work that can never be outdated. Number two, don't just start with prayer, but continue with prayer. As your children are growing into adulthood, as they are growing to teenage age, keep on praying. Number three, learn about parenting. Learn about parenting. Parenting work is not something you get to know by intuition. It's not something you do by intuition. It's not something you do by trial and error. You see? You don't do it like playing games. It is the destiny of somebody. When you are raising that child, you can't afford to fail. It is the life of somebody. It is the destiny of somebody. If you make mistake, if you commit error, it can end in horror for you in your old age. Fourth one is read quality books about parenting. Read quality books. I've written nothing less than 18 books about parenting. I wrote books for different ages of your children. Parenting toddler, parenting grade schooler, parenting preschooler, parenting preteen, parenting teen, parenting adult children. Children are different from each other, age by age. That is why we wrote books according to their ages. You see, in school, children are put into different classes, but at home, we lump them together. We mass produce them. We raise toddler like teenagers. We raise teenager like toddler. Then we have rebels in our house. When you see a bird, when the bird is flying around the sky, flying from one tree to another, when it's around 7 p.m., they go back to their nest. And they do make their nest with fineness of materials. They prepare it for their night. Your nest is your home. Your nest is your marriage. Build a very good marriage. If you're a bad husband, you won't be able to be a good father. If you're a bad wife, you will not be a good mother. So model them. If you're a liar, you will raise a thief. If you're a thief, you will raise a robber. That is why whatsoever you want to see in your children, do it now and let them see you. Let me say this. Science told us that your children will take 20% of whatever they hear from you and 80% of whatever they see in you to make 100% of their life. So your words, your training, your teaching is not as important as what you demonstrate at home. So be a model. Raise them well. Number 7, create atmosphere of love at home. Create atmosphere of love at home. Let your children be able to enter into your bedroom anytime they want, to be able to sit down on your laps, to be able to play with you. Don't just discipline them. Play with them. Joke with them. Carry them. Fathers, most especially, stop being commander-in-chief of family forces in the house. Come into the house. Let love flow. Atmosphere of love. Atmosphere of joy. They should cry when they see you traveling, when they see you leaving. It is not that daddy will be traveling, they will be praying that you should not come back. Because they know that when you are at home, the house will be like a garrison headquarters. Create atmosphere of love at home. That is number 7.
Family Lifeline.
Number 11, be close to them. Be close to them. Go to their room, travel with them, go out with them, joke with them. That is why, personally, I normally speak against a boarding school, because boarding school will make your children to be very far away from you at the time they need you most. Many people are sending to their children to boarding school now at the age of 9. Very dangerous. Oh, you can hear about bully all around where we even lost a child in boarding school. Of course, These are some of the evil that happen in the boarding school. You need to sit down and be close to your children, especially from around age of 9 to around 18, when they will be going to the university. That's how it's supposed to be. They should be with you. The Bible says we should treat them when we are at home. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 to 9. When we go out together, it is not when they are in their dormitory. It's not during the open day. A child you want to raise, it will not be a child you will be seeing once in 3 months, once in 6 months. Many people are competing in this. They think that will give them freedom. Yes, it will give you freedom as a parent to pursue your career. But it's a thing you will likely regret tomorrow. Because people that do not know parenting will raise your children for you. Teachers are not trained to be parents. They are trained to be teachers. That's why they all have Bachelor of Education. It's not Bachelor of Parenting. Raise your children at home. Be close to them. Raise them well. Teach them. Teachers are to teach your children mathematics. They are not to teach your children character. They are to teach your children physics. They are not to teach your children attitude, godly attitude. So it's your duty to raise your children. So be close to them. Number 12, learn how to handle them according to their ages. I mentioned this one the other time. Let me emphasize it. Children are different according to their ages. We have infants, we have toddlers, we have preschoolers, we have grade schoolers, we have preteens, we have teens, we have adult children, we have married children. We call it child metamorphosis. Child metamorphosis. You know, when we were in secondary school, they taught us about metamorphosis of butterfly, metamorphosis of mosquito, but nobody ever taught us about metamorphosis of human being. And that is why an Afro parent will want to raise an adult child like a teenager. Even married children, some of the parents, they will still be appearing in the life of that child to control, to lead, to train, to teach. Please, parents, remember, the Bible says train up a child. It didn't say train up an adult. When a child is married, give him liberty to run his home. He's qualified to stand alone. That's why you gave her how to go and get married. So learn how to raise your children according to their ages. Remember, I told you that we have books according to the ages of these children. In as much as your child is more than 13-year-old, I think you need the book that is called Parenting Adult Children. If you have teenagers, you need the book that is called Parenting Teenagers. Many of the people listening to me now, watching this telecast, are quack parents. I'm sorry if you are hungry with this, but let me ask you, before you try to defend yourself, how many books have you read about parenting? How many books, how many seminars, webinars have you ever attended about parenting? You are raising your children according to the way you were raised. And when your parents raised you, you hated them because they misbehaved, because they made a lot of mistakes. Now, because you didn't unlearn it, you didn't learn another thing, you didn't relearn, you are duplicating the error of your parents. It is time for you to do new things. Learn how to handle your children according to their ages. Learn how to handle your children according to their genders, according to their femininity and masculinity. A boy is quite different from a girl. A girl is quite different from a boy. Many of our parents, they didn't understand this. They raised them together. Then there will be problem tomorrow. Number 13, avoid yelling and shouting. Avoid yelling and shouting. Parents, mothers, avoid yelling. You are yelling so much that the children are saying, oh, mommy is shouting again. You better go and answer her. Oh, you better go and do that. Mommy will be shouting, no. Mommy will be shouting, no. You know what this one have done? Your yelling, your shouting have devalued you before the children. How do you get your value back? Stop yelling. Start talking. Start training. Number 14, play with them. Oh, an average African parent can never play. They can't play with their children. They believe that a child should not be played with. I'm not their friend. I'm their parent. Why should I be playing with them? You see, the best way to train a child is to make your training playful training. As you are playing with them, that is why in nursery school, in crèche, they start with them by playing with them. And as your children grow, know what they love, like what they like, play their hobby with them, they will be your friend, then they will listen to you. Play with them. Play with them. That does not demean you. That does not mean you are no more their parent. You are still their parent. Now you are a friend, and they can listen to you better. Number 15, be a detective. Be a detective. Be a detective. Monitor your children. Check them out. Check their bags. Wash your bag so that these children will not go astray. You see, when you are able to detect the error in the life of a child, when the child is just entering into it, you can caution the child compared to when the child has become addicted to that error. That is why you need to be on your toes. Wash your back. Wash their back. Help them by being a detective.
Family lifeline. Family lifeline.
Watch out for drug abuse. Watch out for drug abuse, especially when your children are in boarding school. They just came back from boarding school. They just came back from campuses. You need to check. If a child suddenly becomes so withdrawn, a lively child is now withdrawn, not talking to anybody. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong. You need to check. You need to check.
Family lifeline.
Watch out for wrong association. Who are the friends of your children? Some of you will say their friend cannot come to this house. But if their friends are not coming, you won't be able to know them. So you need to know who are the friends of your children. Ask them, who is your best friend? Who is the father of this one? What kind of religion this one is practicing? What kind of church is he attending? Who is he? Can you call your friend to come? You are able to question, you are able to interview these friends. You are able to watch the back of your children for them. Another one is be a good storyteller. A good storyteller. Children like stories. They like stories. When you say story, story, all the children will run scatter. They want to listen to you. So be a good storyteller. Number 19, discipline your children. Discipline your children. Don't think you love them enough, and because you love them, you must not discipline them. If you don't discipline them, you will hurt them. If you don't discipline them, you will destroy them. If you don't discipline them, the world will not thank you for a job well done. If you don't discipline them, prison yard may end up disciplining them for you. What are you supposed to do? Be a disciplinarian parent, but discipline in love. Discipline in love. You must never be a child abuser. Don't abuse your children by beating them to the extent that blood is coming out. No. But spanking is biblical. Spanking is biblical. But abusing a child, destroying a child is not biblical. So the Bible talk about a rod of correction, not a rod of affliction. When you give a child a little spank that will not bring out blood, that will not hurt that child, that will make the brain of the child to be reset, that's a rod of correction. But when you put the child down, cutting the child with blade, like our old parents normally do, hitting the head of the child on the wall, kicking the child, putting pepper in the body of the child, that is child abuse. That child abuse will hurt your children deeply because they will believe you hate them. But child discipline will reset the child and make the child a better one.
Family lifeline.
Number 20, watch out for bully, cyber bully, physical bully. Physical bully. All these, they make a child to become wild and become bully himself or herself. That is why you need to be very careful. Whatever you do to raise your children. And if there's any bully, stand with that child until you defend your child and your child is seen to be defended. I will be very happy and glory will be to God. Joy will be in your family and tomorrow will be well.
Family lifeline.
Check on them online. Check on your children online. Experts told us that 64% of teens do things online that they don't want their parents to know. 64% of teenagers, they do many things online that their parents must not know. Oh, the hard is, your child is part of those 64%. So why don't you check them online? That is why it is not every child that should quickly get phone and they have independent to use it and even put code on your phone. If you must get a phone in my house, you have no right to put code there. And I can collect your tablet, I can collect your phone anytime to check. I bought it with my money. It is under my roof. I need to check it. At times when they are sleeping, at times when they are not there, check their gadgets. This may help them a lot. This may help them a lot and prevent tragedy of tomorrow. Watch out for sexual abuse. 47% of high school students are already having sexual intercourse. 47 of high school students are already having sexual intercourse. Ratio 1:8 children will be sexually abused before they celebrate their 10th year's birthday. Who knows whether your child is one among these people that are already being sexually molested, even under your noses, and you are thinking everything is all right, everything is okay. What do you supposed to do? Wash your back. Check. I wrote a book about protecting your children from sexual abuse several years ago. I think you should go and download that book so that you can know when a child is being sexually molested, what are you supposed to do? How do you protect your children from being sexually molested? You need this thing so that your child will be able to avoid sexual abuse.
Family Lifeline.
Thank you for joining me today, and I know that you have enjoyed yourself. Go to my YouTube channel at Bisi Adewale. Please don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel and put on the notification. And follow me on Instagram at Bisi Adewale. You see my phone numbers on the screen. Please call me. Let's talk about your parenting life. Let's talk about your marriage. And if you want us in your church, you want us in your organization, please call the number. They will tell you what to do to minister to your parent, to minister to parents under you, to minister to people, married couples, singles under you. Thank you. Remember, your family life is very important. Pay attention to your marriage.